Mr. Director and Mr. James Horskamp, I believe, would you like to make some comments about our association with Southern Maryland Electric and what we have done here, as well as what we may have opportunity in the future on, please?
Good morning. Wilson Freeland, Director of General Services. It's a pleasure to be here in front of you this morning. One of the many charges of General Services is to seek out and identify reduction possibilities for our energy consumption. So we have, I believe our staff has done an excellent job of identifying the low-hanging fruit, and now we are moving toward partnering with our utility companies in identifying grants that can further that charge we have. So I have with me this morning Mr. James Horskamp, and I'll let James present to you the program, and I believe it will be most interesting to a lot of the small business community out here in the county.
Very good. Sir, you want to have a seat, or you want to prefer to stand? I don't know how long your presentation may be.
Oh, it's not very long.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Well, I wanted to point out at first that this is a ratepayer funded program, so it's a net zero, and it's the Empower Maryland program is a benefit to all the commercial meters in the county as well as the residential meters in the county. So there are a variety of programs. I would encourage people for details to go to the website on SMECO, and you can find the details. However, what's neat about it being ratepayer is that it's funded by the community. It's funded by the individuals, the residents of the county. So you're paying every month into this program, and SMECO's responsibility really is to be the facilitator of that money. Where does that money get directed after it gets paid in? So it's really those that look into it and take advantage of it that can have can have that money returned to them. From the commercial side, there's two programs. On the light, I'm just speaking about lighting now. As Mr. Freeland had pointed out, we are taking advantage today of the Small Business Solutions program, and that program pays up to 80% of the entire project. So if it's a $10,000 project, it's typically paying, say, $7,500 to $8,000, and we're seeing a 1 year to 1.5 year return on that. That's just in pure energy savings alone. So the additional energy savings, especially at the Calvert Marine Museum, or the additional benefit, I should say, is in the maintenance savings, because that equipment there is quite dated. So all of the equipment that's used on the program is Energy Star or DLC rated, which means, to you and me, that means it's good for 50,000 hours. It's warranted for 5 years, 50,000 hours. So it's good quality. So the maintenance savings add additional to the typical 1 year return. The other program that SMECO runs is a prescriptive. It's a similar type program, but the rebates aren't as high. Typically, they're 25, 30%, but also that's real money. That's good money to have back. And just to mention, since I have the opportunity, for the residents of the county, the non-commercial meters, there is something called the HEAP program, which is a Home Energy Improvement Program. And that program is a pilot program that SMECO is running for the state of Maryland. And what that means is they'll send auditors into your home, and they'll do an evaluative study, and after 2 hours give you a report saying, this is how you're using energy, this is your energy picture, and we're going to pay you rebates up to $7,500 to improve that picture. So that's also a very good program, and that has taken off. They are, in fact, anticipating doing 2,500 audits in this year alone, and they're already booked up through August. So again, there's more information on the website for that. And that's my short presentation. It's as short as I can make it, but if you have any questions.
You know, me and my wife took advantage of one of those at our business, and typically our electric bill would be about $1,200 to $1,400 a month. Very rarely do we hit 1,000.
Great.
I mean, and I was very scared because it worked with the compressors. We have a lot of refrigeration, so it would shut them off, and then wait this thing and turn it back on. And you know, from the work that I'm in, those never turn off.
Right.
They just run 24/7 except for a defrost. And so the thought of that it was going to be shut off, I'm like, every time, even still, sometimes I walk in the box, it's quiet. I get nervous. But I tell you, yeah, those guys are a whole lot smarter than I was. And they were like, no, we do this all across the country. We're doing it through the state.
That's right.
And wow, what a program.
That's correct.
Yeah, it pays. It really does. I was skeptical at first, but my wife was very much into it, worked with the people, and wow, what a savings.
Good, good. Happy to hear that.
Questions?
So,
Go
just for those out there listening, it's fair to say that no business is too small.
That's correct.
You know, I can't sit here and say, well, my electric bill is, you know, it's only $500 or $600 a month. You know, it's not worth it. But there's a benefit to everybody to at least participate in the audit to find out.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll go out there for one light bulb if we
Yeah.
have to.
Thank you.
Mr. Horskamp, I understand you have received accolades from the Chamber of Commerce in St. Mary's as well as Calvert. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And just wanted to recognize that. And also, you're looking at potentially utilizing solar or inclusive in your portfolio of services. Is that correct,
That's
sir?
correct. We do a lot of commercial and residential solar installs.
Okay.
Mhm.
No, and like Commissioner Hart, I utilize your services and extremely satisfied.
Great,
You
great.
did
Yes,
it
sir.
as well?
I did.
Mm-hmm.
I
Oh, you
heard
have
you
solar
did
at
it.
the house?
I heard you did it, so I had to do it.
Well, that's right. Hey, I have solar at the house. Have you done that?
Well, you know, you live on which side of St. Leonard?
I don't know.
On the residential piece with solar, is that under the same, you can access it on the same website, the heat site?
No, because there's no SMECO programs for solar. However, there are state and federal incentives, and it would be interesting for people to know that that federal incentive is 30% tax credit, and that's ending this year, that 30% level. Next year it's at 26%, and then 22%, and then as slated, it's to disappear in 2022. So, you know, that's 30% tax credit, and then the state of Maryland has a $1,000 rebate, which comes in the form of a check to you when you install your solar. And also, as I'm sure you're aware, with the Clean Energy Jobs Act that passed, the solar renewable energy credits have shot up in the past 4 weeks to the June's rates of $74. So when you own the solar system, as you do, Mr. Hart, then you'll be getting a check that's 5 times larger than you did for.
Well, we lease it.
Okay.
We
So
lease it.
If
Yeah,
you lease it,
we have
then-
that option, but I've been
Right.
trying to weigh what's the best way to go.
Right, right. With these solar renewable energy credits shooting up like that, then I would encourage people to own before they would lease at this point, because it's lowering a typical 10 or 11-year payback to about an 8-year payback. It's a significant part. There's brokerage houses that deal in these solar renewable credits, and they'll pay you 15 years up front when you first put it in, so it's significant.
Interesting. Mr. Director, would you work with our communications folks, make sure we've got that kind of information and get it out to the county?
I think this will benefit the entire community.
Yes, sir.
So, Mr. Director, I assume in our new construction, we're encompassing all the opportunities that are out there to reduce energy consumption? Sorry.
Absolutely. I mean, we've been taking advantage of similar SMECO programs for just about every new construction project that we've been involved in.
And we are going to do audits of our current facilities to make sure that we're.
We have currently had conversations with Mr. Horskamp about doing some audits.
That'd be great.
Any further?
No, sir.
If not, thank you very much.